Okay, today we're going to talk about transformations of quadratic functions. We've done transformations in the past with exponential functions and linear functions, but today you're going to see parabolas. So we're going to be applying transformations of quadratic functions and applying dilations and reflections to quadratic functions. On this page, it shows you a lot of different transformations that take place. And I know that it's kind of overwhelming, so you can pause this and look at it if you want to, but I'm going to kind of try to walk you through it a little bit. So if there is a negative sign in front of everything, that means you're reflecting over the x-axis or you have a downward facing parabola. If it's positive, it's just normal like the parent function, so that's not really a transformation. If the number in front of the quadratic term or the x squared is greater than 1, you're going to have a vertical stretch or it's going to look more narrow. If it's less than 1, not meaning negative, but if the number is between 0 and 1, so a fraction under 1, it's going to be vertically compressed or wider. Inside the parentheses, if you have x plus a number, that means it's going to the left. If you have x minus a number, that means it's going to the right. Outside everything over here, all by itself, if you have plus a number, that means it's going up. And if you have minus a number, it's going to go down. I'm going to show you some examples of this on the next slide. All right, number 1 says d of x equals 1/3 x squared. Because 1/3 is less than 1, it's going to show vertical compression, which means that this graph is going to look wider than the normal parent graph. Number 2 says m of x equals 2x squared plus 1. The 2 is greater than 1, so that means it's going to be vertically stretched. And the plus 1 all by itself means it's going to be translated up 1. So that means that I'm going to go up 1, and this graph is going to be more narrow. Number 3 says g of x equals negative 3x squared plus 1. The negative means I'm reflecting it over the x-axis. The 3 means there's a vertical stretch, and the 1 by itself means it's going up 1. So this would mean that I'm going up 1. It's going to be reflected, which means it's pointing down and it's more narrow. So this graph would look something like that. Number 4 says g of x equals 1/5 x squared minus 7. Since the number in front of the x squared is less than 1, it's showing vertical compression, and the minus 7 all by itself means that it's translated down 7. So if I was going to graph this, just say this is at negative 7, it's going to go down 7, and this graph is going to be very wide because it has a vertical compression, which means it's wider. Number 5, there's nothing in front, but it says x minus 3 inside parentheses squared plus 2. So since this is inside the parentheses, it's minus 3. You actually do the opposite of what you think if it's inside the parentheses. So you're going to the right 3, and the 2 on the outside means you're going up 2. So if I was going to sketch this, it would go to the right 1, 2, 3, and up 2. And then we're not vertically compressing or stretching, so it's just similar to the parent graph. That would be what it would look like. I want you to pause and try to see if you can get this one. So since it says plus 7, that means you're going 7 units up. Again, pause and see if you can get this one. Since it says minus 3 off to the side, that means that it's going 3 units down. Okay, let's see if you can get this one. Inside parentheses, it's x plus 6 squared. And that means if it's got plus 6 inside parentheses, that means you're going to the left 6. So now this graph, we have x plus 1 squared inside parentheses and then plus 1 outside. So since you have the plus 1 on the inside, I keep doing that. Since you have plus 1 on the inside, you're going to go to the left 1. And then this one means that you're going up 1. So you can see this red graph would be going to the left. Watch, if I draw it, you go to the left 1 and up 1, and then it's not what I wanted to do. And then draw your graph like that. I want you to tell me what you think, so pause the video real quick. Now, okay, since you have -2 inside, -2, you're going to the right 2 and up 6.